All right, if you're new to improvisation, I'm going to explain some of my more general ideas about improvisation just to kick it off, and then we'll get more specific. So, when you're learning how to improvise, you can think of it just like baking. You're going to learn how to bake a basic cake before you're going to get fancy with all your flavors and creativity. So, first, you gather the most basic ingredients: flour, water, butter, sugar. Then you'll add the extras like chocolate, cinnamon, frosting, etc. I'm sure you're all much better cooks than I am. So when you're building your improvisation techniques, we're going to think of it in the same way, where you have just several ingredients that you'll put together to build your solo. We won't just grab random ingredients from the fridge and mix them together. We all know how that tastes. So let's get down to business. Here are the ingredients I like to think of with improvisation. Number 1, listen to swing music. And in that category, you can put transcribing. Number 2, the melody. Learn the melody of the tune. Number 3, what genre are you playing in? What is the language within that genre? What are the licks used, etc. Number 4, rhythm. And in this case, we'll be talking specifically about swing feel and building phrases. And number 5, which we'll mainly focus on today, is harmony, the chord structure and the chord progression. Now, let's start outlining the chords. This is a great way to learn a tune and to learn the chord progression. We're going to start with root position of every chord. So that's going to be 1, 3, 5, 6, or 7 in the case where that applies. So we're going to go ahead and play it together here. I'm going to attempt to do all these for you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Be a turnaround at the end of the form, but that's another lesson for another day. That's root position. Of course, you want to practice that in both octaves, but let's take you through the other inversions now. So first inversion will be 3, 5, 6, or 7, and then 1. So of course, for your G chord, it's going to sound right, A minor. So we're going to go through this now, starting each chord on the 3rd. 1, 2, 3, 4. now we're going to go on, and you can see how each one of these has a different sound to it. So it's really going to open your mind to what the chord tones are and different creative ideas. So next up is second inversion. So each chord is going to start on the fifth. So your G chord, A minor, and let's just look ahead to the C chord and the C sharp diminished at the end. Those are always super challenging. So your C, and then your C sharp diminished, and then from there, of course, we go to the one chord. And then your sixth chord. 2, 5, and 1. It's always good to look at that turnaround at the end just so it doesn't surprise you or me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Last but not least is third inversion. So this is the one that has your sixth or seventh going first, and then you go up to your root. So this one, the thing to remember is that your whole step will be in the beginning of the arpeggio. So in this case, well, you won't have a whole step when it's a sixth, but you will when it's a seventh. So your G, and that's a nice square shape. You're gonna find a lot of licks out of that. And so then here's your A minor. So look how you have this whole step. 7, 1, 3, and of course on your minor chord, remember it's a flat 3. You know that by now. And then your 5 is on the top. Let's go ahead. Let's jump to our turnaround at the end with the 4 sharp diminished to 1, and just double check that. So if we're on the 4 chord, we're going to start on the 6th scale degree. Now here's the flat 7 of the C sharp diminished. Now here's the 6th of the 1 chord, the 7th of the 6th chord, 7th of the 2 chord, 7th of the 5. Okay, so you're going to be very hip with this one. Let's see if I can make it through with all this brain workout. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. that, once you have the basic, then you'll go through each one 2 octaves, you know. And you'll connect them in more musical ways. So I thought what we'd do is have Greg and I each take a solo just with chord tones so you can see how to integrate this into your playing and build a solo. Of course, there are many other ingredients you're going to add later, but today's lesson is about outlining the chords. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We know what we're doing. So I hope you'll take these ideas and learn to connect your arpeggios so that you can pick up anywhere you left off and go to the next closest note. So for instance, if I were playing from the beginning, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go to the next closest note in the A minor chord, which would be either C or E. From here, obviously, I don't need to go all the way down to the D. I can go down to the F sharp. So in that way, you can really weave through the changes. So that's where I'm hoping this will lead you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and happy practicing.